Man, I'm gonna need y'all to take a look at this. We got a caller, well, a clown caller who called in, man, to talk about the DNC and things of that nature. But he used that time to try to turn it into a history lesson on black suppression. You know, the whole victim Olympics thing. Let's just say his race card is going to decline.
To the Tar Heel State, this is Howard, Democrat. Good morning.
Good morning, John. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful week. You know, I've been waiting for this because we're going to see a lot of different things and speaking and people coming to the podium and just giving you an outline of what this administration, Kamala administration, is going to have on America. Now, you asked this one woman about what was one of Trump policies. She couldn't say anything. All she know, he was a businessman. But I do know his policy is drill, baby, drill, baby, drill. But that is not it. Don't you know right now that back in the days of in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s, when there was people who didn't want to serve African American, but what did we do? We didn't just go and complain to the president no, we boycott. We sat in. They didn't even want us to go in the library. What we do? We went in anyway and sat down. We boycott. But we didn't complain about the price gouging. This is what they call it now. They call it price fixing. The woman said, how can she do it? How can she do it? Don't you know she won through the bank over $20 billion. She knows something that you guys don't even know. This is the right person that's going to be in our presidency in America, and she's not going to bash America like Trump do. Yeah, man, I'm going to talk about Trump because he talk about all you veterans like you guys ain't nothing. So if you ain't going to stick up for yourself, I'm going to stick up for the veterans. Go, Kamala Harris. Go, baby. And we're going to see you go through the finish line because we're going to fight for this thing because America going to get past this 2025. We're going to show you what 2025 look like. You guys going to be sitting home boo-hooing, crying.
That's Howard in North Carolina.
I try to be very, very careful about saying somebody's uninformed or stuff like anything like that. But you can tell that, you know, he's clueless, super clueless, uninformed, and that believes everything that the corrupt media, legacy media tells him. He didn't bring up any reason why he really wanted to go for Kamala outside of just saying we need to push her past the finish line in order not to let Trump win. And I'm telling y'all, like, that's really what it is. A vote for Kamala is just a vote against Donald Trump. That's all this is turning into. But hearing him talk, bro, I don't know what he was talking about. I heard Donald Trump and I was like, oh, okay. Somebody said Hunter must have arrived early. Don't even know what that means. Anyhow, Oprah. I think this is how we transition, right? Let me make sure I'm transitioning to the right one. So I got these clips. Yeah, Oprah. Oh, okay, yeah, cool. My fault, y'all. I had all this lined up yesterday. Didn't know how I was going to transition to these clips. I see what I was doing now. He was speaking about racism, woo, 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 talking about the DNC. And now we have Oprah right here talking about how she's been on the receiving end of racism, sexism, income equality, and things of that nature. All right, cool. I'm back. It's first video of the day, y'all.
From the Redwood Forest, love those redwoods, to the Gulf Stream waters, I've seen racism and sexism and income inequality and division. I've not only seen it, at times I've been on the receiving end of it.
I'm gonna say it just like he wrote it in the comments. Please, God, will you let me experience the oppression that Oprah Winfrey has experienced in her life? I would like to be exactly as oppressed as she's been. Every dollar of it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say she didn't have any struggles coming up. I'm not going to sit here and say she never dealt with any racism or anybody being racist towards her in any kind of way. I'm not saying that what she's saying is completely false, but come on, guy. You definitely ain't experienced this thing on the... I'm just read the comments. I'm just really gonna do it. We're gonna leave it off me and just read the comments. When she was selling her TV show to white liberal women, she literally said she had not experienced racism in a significant way. Such a liar. Oh wow. Okay. Well, boom. I guess I just debunked even trying to say, okay, you know, there's no doubt that she's experienced it before, but I guess according to her, Nope. There's a whole bunch of pictures of her and Harvey Weinstein, and yeah, her lies make me sick, says the woman with the net worth of $3 billion. So you can see the climate of the comment section for sure. Her net worth is about $2.7 billion. Put that up against what the people of Lahaina have left, and we can talk about her income inequality. How's the 870 acres in Maui, Oprah? Ouch. Excuse me. So yeah, y'all see this. You see the climate. She's clearly oppressed. I wake up every day thinking, poor Oprah. Oh, man. But Colin Rugg says, billionaire Oprah Winfrey says the American dream is to have abortions. Wow. That's definitely news to me, too.
Over the last couple of nights, we have all seen brave people walk onto this stage and share their most private pain. Amanda and Josh, Caitlin, Hadley, they told us their stories of rape and incest and near-death experiences from having the state deny them the abortion that their doctor explained was medically necessary. And they've told us these things for one reason, and that is to keep what happened to them from happening to anybody else. Because if you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
I'm sorry, Oprah. I have to disagree. I don't think the American dream, the American dream is not and will never be taking the life of somebody that's innocent. That's sickening to me. Let's read a few of these comments. The Party of Hope and Joy wants to abort babies and show inappropriate things to children. You can't make this up. Yeah, I really can't. That's really what's going on. I don't know how you can be somebody who believes and, who's spiritual and can be a Democrat. With the state of affairs that's happening in the world right now, come on, man. As a God-fearing man, can't do it. My heart won't let me. God won't let me. They will. They may not believe it, but killing babies, why did I say that? Is not a winning platform. Amen to that. But I just found that real silly to say, because isn't the American dream to start a family? Like, isn't it to get a home and own a home and... You know what I mean? Like, how would abortion fit into that? That doesn't, that's just me. You know what I mean? That's just me. Now, Oprah, could you believe Oprah and Donald Trump? They was actually pretty cool back in the day. He actually appeared on her show in 1988, and he was right about everything.
Last year, criticizing U.S. foreign policy. What would you do differently, Donald?
I'd make our allies, forgetting about the enemies you can't talk to so easily, I'd make our allies pay their fair share. We're a debtor nation. Something's going to happen over the next number of years with this country, because you can't keep going on losing $200 billion, and yet we let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade. If you ever go to Japan right now and try to sell something, forget about it, Oprah. Just forget about it. It's almost impossible. They don't have laws against it. They just make it impossible. They come over here, they sell their cars, their VCRs, they knock the hell out of our companies. And hey, I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings. The poorest person in Kuwait, they live like kings. And yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making? It's a joke.
This sounds like political, presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
Probably not, but I do get tired of seeing the country ripped off.
Why would you not?
I just don't think I really have the inclination to do it. I love what I'm doing. I really like it.
Also, it doesn't pay as well.
No, it doesn't. But, I just probably wouldn't do it, Oprah. I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country. And if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally, because I really am tired of seeing what's happening with this country, how we're really making other people live like kings, and we're not.
What do you think of this year's presidential race, the way it's shaping up?
Well, it's going to be very interesting. I think that probably George Bush has an advantage in terms of the election. I think that probably people would say that he's got like that little edge in terms of the incumbency, et cetera, et cetera. But I think Jesse Jackson's done himself very proud. I think Michael Dukakis has done one hell of a job. And George Bush has done a hell of a job. They all went in there sort of as semi-underdogs, including George Bush, and they've all come out. I think people that are around all three of those candidates can be very proud of the jobs they've done.
You've said, though, that if you did run for president, you believe you'd win.
Well, I don't know. I think I'd win. I tell you what, I wouldn't go in to lose. I've never gone in to lose in my life. And if I did decide to do it, I think I'd be inclined, I would say that I would have a hell of a chance of winning, because I think people, I don't know how your audience feels, but I think people are tired of seeing the United States ripped off. And I can't promise you everything, but I can tell you one thing, this country would make one hell of a lot of money from those people that for 25 years have taken advantage. It wouldn't be the way it's been, believe me.
Now, although Oprah's changed her position on Donald Trump, we can see that Donald Trump hasn't changed his position. He's still the same man that he was then. Wow. You know, this was nearly, just over 30 years ago? 35 years right here? Yeah, about 36 years, man. Trump is right about a lot of stuff, man. Oprah, all the ladies on The View in Hollywood, they love Trump, you know, until the Democrats told them not to and tried to tell us not to. And that's when it all stopped, when he decided he wanted to run as a Republican while maintaining all those beliefs. Somebody said it's crazy that people were willing to have a conversation like that back then. Oprah wouldn't platform him now. President Trump has been tired of watching America. Watching, that's what they meant. America get ripped off for decades. He didn't just all of a sudden see these issues. He's always been vigilant. They loved him. Why did they turn on him? Somebody else said it. It's amazing how much Barron looks like. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. His dad looked like a splendid image. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, what also is amazing is how everybody turned on him when he decided to run as a Republican. This next video with Oprah speaks for itself.
You know, it's various celebrities in New York, because it was the opening concert in New York, and there were all kinds of celebrities, very, very famous people coming in to be seated, and that when you were seated, you got the loudest applause. People stood up and roared and cheered when you walked in. Why is that? What is this fascination?
I don't know, maybe I should be a rock star. By the way,
they thought you were going to moonwalk.
He was great, I have to say. No, I did get I don't know why. I really don't know why. I wish I could pinpoint it. I wish I could really tell you why. But I think I've done a good job in New York, and I've done a charitable job in a sense. And Trump Tower has become such a success, and it's as you and I were discussing, it's become the #1 attraction in New York now, Trump Tower. And I think people recognize it. New York people are really proud of it. And people
so you've sort of become like a folk hero. I mean, people, there's someone in this audience, I was reading the audience list, some man who's a businessman, you can tell me who you are later, who went to New York and just wanted to stand by your building, hoping some of the luck would run off.
Is that true? Is he in this audience?
He's in this audience.
We have to find him.
Yeah. And so how do you explain that? Or is there an explanation?
I believe that you make your own luck to a large extent. Well, the word luck is a very important word, very important. There's no more important word than luck, but you can help create or help make your own luck. I walk down the street a lot of times, and people will touch me and they'll grab for me, and I used to really be insulted because I'm a private guy. I'd say, geez, that's horrible. You know, somebody punches you in the arm a little bit, and you know, you're just walking down the street. And then ultimately, I became, in a sense, honored by that, because people are really looking for something. Unfortunately, I don't think that has any effect. I don't think it works. I think you have to go out and really work hard and do well.
What I gathered from watching these clips today, I was gonna play the View clips, but I played those a few times when he was on the View back in the day. But what I've gathered from this is he's just the same person. And the D for Democrat just switched over to an R, Republican. That's the only difference I see in Trump. It's a shame, man. Trump was accepted by everybody until he just starts telling the truth. Says Trump never changed. All these other hacks revealed their true colors. Everyone adored him until he became a Republican. Oh, how times have changed. It really just shows that these people do not think for themselves and really will believe anything that they are told to believe. I tell y'all this, Trump was warning us about China 3 decades ago. That's all I'm saying.